Hello students, this is the continuation of the lecture of video 2. Let's start with small intestine now. We have already discussed about stomach. Now the small intestine. Small intestine, it is the main site for digestion of food. So it is the main site where major digestion of food takes place. First of all, small intestine receives secretions from liver as well as pancreas. So small intestine will receive secretion from liver also and from pancreas also, as well as from pancreas. Small intestine, it will receive many secretions. Some secretions it will receive from the liver and some secretion it will receive from the pancreas. Now the secretion from the liver is known as bile. Secretion from the liver is known as bile, and this bile helps in emulsification of fat. The bile helps in emulsification of fat, that is conversion of large fat molecules into smaller fat molecules. This is the main function of bile. Bile do not contain any digestive enzyme, but it helps in emulsification of fat, which means the larger fat molecules will be converted into the smaller one. Then comes the secretion from the pancreas, which is known as pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice are the secretion from the pancreas, and it will contain two type of enzymes, that would be trypsin as well as lipase, which is popularly known as pancreatic lipase. Now this trypsin will again act on protein and convert it into peptones, and lipase will act on fats and convert them into fatty acids plus glycerol. Fatty acid plus glycerol. So you have to remember that in small intestine, it is the main site for digestion of food. It receives secretions from the liver also and pancreas also. From the liver, it receives secretion known as bile, which help in emulsification of fat. From the pancreas, it receives the secretion known as pancreatic juice, which consists of two types of enzyme, trypsin and lipase. Trypsin will act on proteins and convert it into peptones, and lipase will act on fat and convert it into fatty acid and glycerol. Apart from these two secretions, small intestine has its own secretion also, and its own secretion of the intestine is known as intestinal juice. Intestinal juice, it will act on all the three components of food, that are the carbohydrate, proteins and fats. They will convert carbohydrate into simplest form glucose so that it can be absorbed by the body, protein into simplest form amino acids so that it can be absorbed by the body, and fats into the simplest form, that is fatty acid plus glycerol, so that it can be absorbed by the body. And here you must remember that intestinal juice is also known as succus entericus. So succus entericus is another name of intestinal juice. After this, when the food has been converted into the simplest form, it will enter the large intestine. And you have to remember, in large intestine, mainly the absorption of water takes place. So mainly the absorption of water takes place in the large intestine. And then the waste which is left would be stored in the rectum. So it will temporarily store waste. Rectum will temporarily store the waste, and then the whole waste would be removed by anus through the process of egestion. So through the process of egestion, waste would be thrown out of the body. So this was the brief introduction of human digestive system. The rest of the part, which is the human respiratory system, would be covered in the video 4.